Ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a real treat.
So, a karaoke connoisseur. I suppose that I'll be seeing you on the battlefield.
No. Okay, Lord, I really, really, really would appreciate it if you would unlock my stinking door. Really?
This is our new employee, Samantha.
Maybe you can get her to move out of my parking spot.
And I parked in it because I'm the new assistant manager.
I'm the assistant manager.
You were the old assistant manager.
Gross. Tax lien? This house, this is my everything.
Bonnie, you haven't paid your property taxes in, like, never.
You can have that blow dryer for $5,000.
Rough night?
Rough everything.
Is the answer to your prayers right here. Karaoke showdown with a $10,000 prize.
Oh, come on, Jackson.
You got a gift. This is your time, Bonnie. You got to grab your time by the horns.
On one condition. You, Miyagi-me.
Listen to everything I say, you must.
Okay, now that's a little more Yoda.
Let's hear it for Sally Stradman's totally unexpected rendition of DMX's Party Up.
You look beautiful. Just flaunt what the good Lord gave you and take the picture.
Don't blame this on the Lord. This is bacon and Krispy Kreme donuts. That's
Okay.
what this is right here.
Boom, there you go. That was a trailer for Roll With It, arriving on digital platforms as well as DVD, Walmart, all the things on June 25th. I'm Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World, and talking all things Roll With It is Chonda Pierce. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you, ma'am.
Are you kidding me? You're fantastic.
I got to give you that energy because you gave me that energy. I really enjoyed watching this film earlier this morning in preparation. And I have to tell you, I'm from South Carolina as well.
Whereabouts?
Charleston, but Goose Creek to be specific.
My gosh, I know exactly where Goose Creek is. Are you kidding me? And I lived in Myrtle Beach for the longest time, but I lived in Georgetown and Rock Hill and Orangeburg.
I love it. I've been all over those places.
Oh my gosh, there's nothing better. Now, people will argue with this, but South Carolina barbecue is totally different than any barbecue in the country.
It is.
And shrimp and grits from Charleston is the jam.
Let's go. I love it. Yes, ma'am.
Why am I talking about food? I'm starving. That's why.
Well, let's talk all about Roll With It because, again, you're amazing with it. Let's talk about your character, Bonnie Taylor, her story. This character just goes through it. You know, at the biscuit place. And yeah, how was it putting this film together?
You know,
I know it means a lot to you as well. Can you just talk about a little bit about how the film kind of came together?
The sweet thing was the original script came from my sweet late husband and myself. We kind of put some storyline together, and I was going to play a Walmart greeter, but Walmart didn't like my politics so much. And then, and I was supposed to win a karaoke contest because my house has fallen in a sinkhole, which I didn't realize was going to cost gazillions of dollars to record it. So Chris Dowling, great director and a great writer, he took that script and revamped it, and it was just wonderful. And then we got wonderful actors like Carl McDowell. Oh my gosh, he is just hysterical, but such a sweetheart. And we just took the story, and some of it really is elements of my life. My husband is deceased. I do talk to the dead man all the time. And, you know, I might need to take meds for that. But I also, you know, I remember being hard times when you're growing up and you're broke. I can also remember, you know, the days of trying to decide if I'm ever going to date again or what that's going to look like, and having that tough discussion with my son. And so there are so many elements that were just so real life that I think as an actress, it probably was easy for me to draw those things from. And at the same time, I had never done a role that large where you're on every page. I've done bits and pieces in Hallmark movies and other little, sweet movies, but this was carrying the weight, and it was hard work. And it was my hometown, which don't ever record a movie in your hometown. Because for 4 years, all I've heard every time I go to the grocery store, when's movie coming out? When's the movie coming out? So finally I can say June the 25th. Yeah.
Outstanding. The characters, like I said, I grew up in the South. I could totally relate with everyone on the screen. You guys just were amazing. And yeah, literally, you, like you said, you did only like bit parts, but you led this film, and I would want to see you do more. Like, I need to roll with it too. Like, you're outstanding, and you could just, it was so relatable, and you just melted in that role.
Man, I hope so. I really had a great supporting cast, though. Judith Hoke, who has been in a lot of movies, who was the original April O'Neil in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
That's right.
That was, my son was goo goo gaga the whole time. It took him back to being like 8 again. But, it was people like that. And Carl, they've done a lot of movies. They were such great guide. But this made me feel so good at talking about the natural ability that has to come along. You could learn some technique, you can memorize lines, but timing and that natural ability and that it factor, whatever that is, I was blessed to pull it off, during this movie, because I think this movie meant a lot to me. It was really a lot of elements in it that I love dearly, and I'm very excited and glad the way it turned out, and very excited now the whole public can just eat it up and see it whenever they want to.
June 25th, y'all. Roll With It arrives on in theaters, digital platforms everywhere. Go check it out. Again, as you said, this film means so much, and I know your late husband is looking down, so proud, and it's just tremendous. I have to ask you, so in creating this, as an actor, were there any particular scenes that you really look forward to doing, and or were also scenes that you were kind of nervous about because certain things reflect your story?
I was hoping for a really good sex scene. Because it's been so long, it would have to be acting.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, was there
a little more romance that in the next one? That's what I'm looking for.
Roll with it too. I'm saying
exactly. I think old women still want to have sex.
Of course,
come on,
of course.
Somebody needs to write it in.
Nature.
Write it in. Yeah, I think for a lot of it was just the fact of doing it was hard at first. Some of the hardest things for me was riding in the car. I don't think you realize you're on a flatbed, with cameras into the car. And then it was August in Tennessee. So the heat was horrible. And you have to turn the air conditioner off so the sound is better. And so, right before the sweat starts pouring, then they'd stop and let me cool off and do it again. But those scenes is where I could have really done some good cussing.
True.
And I almost did. Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely relate I'm an actor as well, and those are my nightmare type of work. Scene work.
And don't you hate it when they say, now do one for yourself, just do some funny stuff. And you're like, what? In a car, it's 110 degrees. They ain't nothing funny. Yeah.
How are the singing, because karaoke and the choir scenes was how it was it seems effortless, but you like you're saying it was work for you, but it doesn't come off at that. You did a damn good job. So how is that though in the actual filming aspects of it? Because there's multiple takes.
Yeah, well, the preacher's kid and me, we have to sing by the time we're 4 years old. You have to get in the choir. So the singing wasn't so hard as it was. Everybody around me wasn't didn't know I could sing. So it was so fun to keep that a secret until I got the microphone and stood there in front of everybody and sang. And I'll never forget Chris Dowling, the director, and even Carl McDowell and Judith. They all had their mouths wide open, and they were like, oh, thank God you really can sing. That would have been, I guess it would be really hard to dub that in or to fake that, but I could just remember and going, oh my God, thank God you can really sing.
Well, Outstanding job.
Yeah, it was fun. It was all the way around. It was a really fun movie. And I've seen, and I'm a born again Christian, and I love Jesus, and I've seen some Christian movies, and let's be honest, sometimes they're not very good.
Let's be honest.
They are. They're just not very good. And it's because they don't have the budget and the big Hollywood money and all of that. We were given a decent budget, but still, within the limits of my audience. So investors know they can get their money back. That's the stuff I learned. I learned the behind the scenes of what goes into it. And also, I also learned that I had no say in it. It's like once you write it, you hand it to somebody, then you act in it. I think the company sold a few times. I think it was supposed to come out during COVID, and we couldn't get it out in the theaters during COVID. So then we had to wait. And so the whole just the whole making of was a great education. If I ever do it again, I got smarter. I'll be a much smarter person. Yeah.
Oh no, I love that. As a filmmaker myself.
Yes.
What did you? The final cut, did it earn your respect for the actual vision you intended, or were there certain things that got nipped that we'll catch in bonus features maybe?
Well, there was probably some cussing that got nipped. So if anybody wants to ruin my career, and I don't mean like crazy cussing, I just meant like, when you stub your toe, I don't say thank you, Jesus.
You'll always be the queen of clean.
Thank you very much. And I like that. That's how I started out, and that's what I have to be true to. But it's also this accent. I don't even know enough words to string together to do a good cussing scene. My best friend, one of my dearest friends in comedy is Sherry Shepherd. And I've been on her show a little bit. We've hung out together for years and years. She doesn't work so clean, and I do work clean. And when I'm working with her, she's fine. When she's working with me, she's a nervous wreck. And I tell her, she goes, "Why don't you cuss?" And I go, "Well, I remember the taste of Ivory soap. And secondly, I don't even know that many words. I didn't grow up like that." All that to say, next time around, and during the making of this, there were a lot of compromises that I don't agree with. There was a line, and I'll tell you this because Chris Dowling's going to kill me. But there was a line when I'm eating spaghetti, and I'm supposed to say to Sam, the girl who's dating my son, that, he says, pick something good to say about her. And the line I was supposed to say, and I didn't say it, I didn't write this, but the line I was supposed to say, Sam has big balls. And I couldn't do it. And I asked them over and over, can we come up with a substitute? And they didn't want to, because they were really going to force my hand. You know what I mean? They were just going to say. So when we tested it with a crowd in Knoxville, Tennessee, that was the one note that came back over and over, that Chonda Pierce would have never said that in real life. And so even if it's acting, and even if you're pretending to be, I love my audience demands authenticity in such a way that I just wouldn't say it. So we did have to go in and dub a different, phrase in. And I'm glad, because even though my mother's gone, she still will come back and whoop me. I'd still be eating Ivory soap right now. So.
Oh my goodness. Well, Chonda, I just love you. Your energy as an empath, I feel it. It's just amazing. I cannot wait to watch this with my folks down in Goose Creek, South Carolina. And I'll bring along some friends.
Awesome. I love it. I used to go to youth camp in Batesburg.
Okay.
At this big old chicken farm. Honey, that'll make you want to know Jesus. The smell of all these chickens.
Oh my gosh. I love it. And I love you, Chonda. Everybody, Roll With It arrives on digital platforms everywhere. Walmart, go pick it up. Let's make the demand happen by buying this up. And hopefully, fingers crossed, because you just said, Chonda, you learned I want to roll with it too. So come on.
That's it, baby.
Let's make it happen. Let's sell it out. Everybody, Chonda Pierce, I'm Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World. Thank you so much, Chonda.
Oh my gosh, you are fantastic.
We're recording. We're recording. Okay. Chonda.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I pronounced right. I can brutalize names sometimes, so my apologies.
Well, honey, it's been called everything in the world.
I love it, and I love you. All right, I'm ready to rock and roll. Okay, I'm gonna count us in.
So sweet.
I'm gonna count us in to help me with my edit because I'm gonna put the trailer right in front of this. All right. Here we go in a 1, 2. Oh, snap. Where's my notes? 25th. All right. In a 1, 2, 3.